Hello friends, today I will show you how to add users, groups, manage their permission levels and manage their access levels. So in Azure DevOps, there's a concept of organization. Under the organizations, you will have projects. Okay, so you can have multiple organizations. So you can create organizations by clicking on this new organization and create an organization. And as you can see here, I already have an organization called as Tutor Praveen, and under this I have these projects. Similarly, you can create multiple organizations, and under those you can create projects. To create projects, you click on this button here and you then add the projects. Now, the best practice for to manage the users is to add the users to the organization level and then manage their permissions at the project level. Okay. You can also assign users directly to the project. So to do that, go to a particular project and then click on this invite link. Okay, and add the email address of the person who you want to invite and click on add. So that person can then come here and access this project. So that is one level of adding users to a particular project. Another way is by going to the organization. So click here, organization, go here to the organization settings, users, and here you can then add users. For example, I can add test user 1 at gmail.com. Then let's say let me add here another user, let's say dev user 1 at gmail.com. So like this I can add number of users. Now the users are still not added. I have just added to this box. What I want to show you is that these access levels, right? So you can see here there are three access levels: basic, stakeholder, Visual Studio subscriber. Stakeholder is basically the entry level access, where the user with this access level can do certain entry level things. For example, the users can manage certain features in the taskboard. The user can approve certain pull requests, but the user cannot contribute to the code, or the user cannot manage permissions of other users. So that kind of features will not be available for a stakeholder. And usually if you don't have a license, or you don't want to allocate a license to a user, then you can give this stakeholder access level to that user, so that the user can just come in and monitor your work, and that's it. So for example, some higher management person, okay, they can get this stakeholder access level and they can just monitor the work. Basic access level is for developers. So if someone wants to contribute to the code, okay, and do more things in the Azure board, right, in the sprint management, they can assign to other users, they can move items here and there, they can close tasks. So those, in that case, basic access level. Visual Studio subscriber is where so if when you give a Visual Studio subscriber access level, again the user can contribute to the code, which means whatever is there in the basic, plus it depends on what kind of license that particular person has. Okay, so if you assign a Visual Studio subscriber to a access level to a user, when the user logs in, Azure DevOps automatically checks what kind of license is tagged to the user, right? So if it is Visual Studio Professional or Enterprise, or Test Professional, or depending on that, the person will be allocated that kind of level. Okay, so that is what Visual Studio subscriber does. So depending on what is there, the license is the particular person has, they will get that kind of level. Now Enterprise is the top level. They can do everything as part of the Enterprise, but if they have Visual Studio Test Professional license, then they can do all the things that a basic access level person can do, plus they can also manage the tests. For example, they can go and create test plans, they can manage test plans, they can execute test plans. Okay, so these are the things which a Visual Studio Test Professional access level will provide. Okay, so these are the different access levels. Now once you assign these access levels, you can add them to these projects. Like I have all these projects, I can add them to multiple projects, or I can just leave it blank. I don't want to add them right now to any of the projects. I will just add them at the organization level, which I'm doing now. So now what will happen is, you can see a task is running, and now task is closed, done, and the users have been added here. Okay, now let's go to a project. So let's go to expense management system, and then here you have the settings icon here. Okay, so go to this settings, and here go to permissions. So here you can see different permissions. Okay, so what does this mean? Now these are basically certain groups. Okay, so these are certain groups which is by default created by Azure DevOps. So you will find it in every project, these groups. Okay, you cannot delete these groups, you cannot do anything with these groups, but these will be there. You can create your own custom groups as well. So what does this groups mean? Now you can see the description. This is what exactly these groups will do. For example, contributors. So members of this group can add, modify, delete items within the team project. Okay, so those are the contributors. So a person with basic access level should can do all these things. You can assign a contributor permission to that person, but if a person has a stakeholder access level, you cannot add them to contributors group here. Okay, so it will not be effective if you try to do that. So that is how this is maintained at the project level. So for example, now what I will do is, let's say I go here, go to members. What I can do is I can add a user here. Okay, directly I can add a user here, or you can see that there is expense management system group already. So if we go back to uh, permissions, you can see this group is already created by default when I create the project. So the members of this group, so there is only one member. I can add members to this group, and then I can add this particular group to the different other I can provide permissions to this particular group, not to individual users. So that is also a very good way of managing the things. Okay, so for example, I can add here a person, dev user 1, right, and save. So now I have two developers, let's say, in this group. So if I go back to this permission screen here, in the contributors it is already there. Let me see if it is there in somewhere else. No, it is not in the build administrator. Now I don't want all my team members to be a build administrator. Okay, I want a particular person only to be a build administrator. So in that case, I can just add that particular person. For example, I want myself to be a build administrator, so I just add my name here. Okay, let's say I want to have 2 or 3 people as build administrator. Let's say I have like some 10 people in my team, but out of those I want, let's say, 2 or 3 to be in this build admin, this thing. I can add them individually, or I can again create a group. Okay, so here I can create a group. Let's say my admin group. Okay, my admin team, and then I can add some people to this group. So now these 2 users are now my admin team. Okay, so they will have this administrator access. So what I will do is, then I go to build admin, members, and add, and then say my admin team. So now I add them. So my admin team is now member of the build administrator. So these people can then do all these things whatever build administrator can do, which is they can create, modify, delete, build definitions, manage queue, and complete builds. Similarly, let's say I want them to be project admin, I can do that. So like this I manage. Okay, now readers, this is where I want to, let's say, add my stakeholders. So I can go here and add my stakeholders. So like this you do the user management, and then you assign permissions to your users or groups, and at the organization level you then manage the access level. Okay, so that's it for today. If you like this video, then please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get regular updates on more such videos. Thanks a lot for watching.